Hey everybody, today is October 22nd, 2021. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Going pretty good, man. It's been another interesting week, you know? Yeah.
It's been kind of a heavy week for me. I had a passing in the family, kind of trying to... Emotions,
I'm sorry, man.
It's something that the circle of life is kind of a big take that I take upon death,
Yeah.
Like, it's something that naturally happens, and my response to it is to be more of a guardian for others than to really, emotionally think about it for myself. It takes time for me to process things like that, emotionally, but I normally go and safeguard others first before myself in these situations. So, I feel more of just like this weekend, I have family gatherings. I just need to be there for others, you know. And
I've always found at every family funeral function I've been to, there's always a sense of, how come we waited this long to get together? Why did it take this event to get, to bring us all together?
Right, and I had my uncle passing, recently also, in Texas, and it sucks. It really does.
It does.
It sucks.
That's
It's a piece of you, a piece of history that's gone permanently, and right now it's, I'm there for family right now, and I'm trying to at least stay level, level-headed throughout the weekend. So
that's cool. Well, before we get too far, here we are.
Sorry, I was a little deep.
Again.
My bad.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah. My bad. Let's get right into it.
We have 99 problems on tap this week. That's the name of the strain.
Okay, wow.
And this is a really good sativa, man. It's clocking in at 27%.
Okay.
And,
we're already a bowl in, and some good shit.
That's already. I feel like I'm halfway to the mountaintop.
Hey, it's good. It's got me feeling nice. It has a nice, even vibe to it. It's not too much in the face, which is what I don't like. Normally, I don't like those highs.
Yeah, but that's what I like about sativas. It kicks in my creativity and creativeness and.
That might be it. I don't often smoke sativas.
Same.
So that might be just the change.
Could be.
Anyways, well, I wanted to talk about something that was really cool that I thought was like a huge deal that not a lot of people know about. I brought it up at work a few times, and not a lot of people heard. There was a new scientific breakthrough that happened within the last 2 days in New York. The scientists have officially grown a genetically altered pig that doesn't have the type of sugars. Well, let me rephrase it. A genetically altered pig, right?
Right.
Took its kidney and then put it into a person who is on life support, that the family consent, everything, all the good stuff, right? That they're on a ventilator, put the kidney in the person, and monitored it for 54 days, and successfully has transplanted a pig kidney into a human.
And this is done at New York University, NYU?
Yeah, it was like NYU, NYU. And it's a breakthrough, man. I think it's so cool. So the reason why the pig had to be genetically altered, you can't take a regular pig that isn't altered genetically and take its organs and put it inside a human. Animal doctors and doctors have noticed that pigs kind of have similar organs than we do.
Yeah.
But they have a type of sugar in them that would cause the body to naturally reject from ours if they were to try to put it in, give you a kidney straight up. But so genetically altering the pig without these sugars gives the kidney the go. And 54 hours of monitoring, the kidney was functioning. Crazy, huh? It's super cool.
What can they do next?
Right, I don't know. That is the next step. It's not, obviously they're not going and putting pig kidneys in people now. They're, taking their time, of course.
When you think of people that are on waiting lists, this would be a very big
for
help.
A kidney shortage, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. It would definitely help with that crisis alone. just imagine just being okay. I have options. This kidney or this kidney. Well,
and I can already hear. I'm listening now on the other side of my brain, listening to the negative comments about how this is bad. This putting beast bodies, mixing them with human bodies.
Oh yeah.
All I can say is
playing God kind of deal.
Yeah, read your Bible. Look at Genesis. It says that God gave us dominion and control over the animals. Who said that was just for eating?
We already put them in our body for consumption.
Right.
Literally, we physically put it in our body. So if you're against that, you have to be vegan. Right. Not targeting you vegans, but anyways, yeah, I think it's really cool. Honestly, I can see PETA being not so happy with it, but but I mean, it's a scientific breakthrough. Like, that's cool. We're one step closer to actually making man-bear pigs in real life. Like we just
like Avatar.
Yeah, we just need bear parts. Like,
too funny.
But I think it's awesome. It's really cool. There are plenty of people out there who need kidneys and would be absolutely A-okay with a pig kidney. Now, I understand pigs don't last as long. Their bodies don't last as long as ours. So it may not be a permanent kidney. It may be temporary.
Well, this
possibly. It's so early, but like that's kind of how
early.
Like kind of how you think about it. That's how math works, right? If this only lasts X amount of time and this lasts longer, then it's not going to change it unless the body accepts it that way and keeps it alive for that long. I don't know how body science works.
I don't know either. But, this is just one more way to show how we've progressed.
Right. We're about that progressive mindset here.
Right.
Absolutely. Progressive.
It's just about educating yourself and making educated choices and talking to your doctor about what's available.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, don't just go and put a pig kidney inside yourself. Talk to your doctor, see what's the best option for you. You may just just have a stomach ache or something.
Well, that was interesting, man.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool thing to bring up.
I wonder why that didn't hit mainstream more, because you would think that would catch a lot more attention.
Well, that sounds Nobel Prize worthy,
right?
To me. So, props to the scientists in New York. Like, that's a scientific breakthrough. That's a health breakthrough. Imagine if... So, yes, people who are going to be mad about putting these pig kidneys inside people are going to be mad at... People who are going to be mad about that are also going to be the same people who are mad about people who slaughter pigs for food and consumption and whatnot. But imagine if we have one pig that's genetically altered for consumption and for medical. That's killing two birds with one stone. That's lessening the workload.
I think when you study the cadaver of your genetically altered pig and see, what is in the meat, is it edible? What's the difference between this slab of bacon and bacon from?
What if they can get a pig that's genetically altered to be able to satisfy both? Boom. Simple as that.
That's
crazy.
I'm not opposed to the science. That's all I'm saying. Let the research happen.
Absolutely, yeah. Research will show. It'll take some time for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely take some time.
Well, something that's kind of like a more serious thing that was on my mind for this week is what's happening in Haiti.
Okay.
And it kind of reinforces what we talked about with Haiti before. And what's going on there with the corruption that's rampant there.
Okay.
Remember, their president was assassinated.
Yes.
Let's just cut to the chase now. Some missionary workers from Canada and the United States were there doing work, to help with the ravageness that happened after the hurricane. And they're kidnapped.
There's
17 of them. And the kidnappers are demanding $1 million each for each hostage. Jeez. So that's $17 million they're demanding. So my thing is, okay, this is messed up.
Absolutely.
But in the bigger picture, the people that are lucky enough to escape Haiti, to escape that way of life, if you had an ounce of compassion in your body, why the hell would you ever send anyone back to that kind of situation?
Right. That's scary. So how recent is this? Was this like within the last?
This was this week.
This week, and it's still ongoing.
And it's still ongoing.
Holy crap! This is the first time I'm hearing about.
Yeah, there's videos of the kidnappers making their demands with the hostages, and there's kids involved. Some of the hostages are kids.
Okay, kids are a weakness for me. Most people know.
Same.
Man.
Same.
So what's happening? Do we step in as a government or what? Like, what goes next to that?
You know, that's up to the State Department in negotiations. However, I think again, you don't want to use the military as a source of diplomacy.
No, because
yeah,
that literally breaks like contract. Like they can easily harm people.
That's right by might, and that never works. That's why we have the situation at the border now that we have down in, between Texas Mexico and the United States.
That's a scary situation. That really is, because prayers out to those people, and hopefully they stay safe. Like, man.
Now I think it can be done. I really do. I mean, there are extremely covert ways to get in there and find out who's behind it, where they are. Mm-hmm. Hopefully without any collateral damage. Hopefully. But again, why would you want to be in that kind of situation in the first place?
I have no idea, man. Like, people do crazy things, honestly.
Right.
Like, the human race is really interesting.
It just escapes me how these people here that are talking about being so Christian, so evangelical, when they have a chance to show that compassion and empathy, want to show anger and rage and telling these people to get out of my country. I mean, you're a bunch of hypocrites as far as I'm concerned.
No, I totally agree with you. That's not okay. That's not a good situation at all. Oh, gosh. $17 million is a lot of money.
Well, and if you pay it, all you're doing is enabling them to do it again. Right?
Exactly.
We got away with it once. Who's next?
All right.
So that's why there's a plan or a policy that we never negotiate with terrorists, and that's all kidnappers are.
Oh, yeah. Acts of terror to incite fear. There you go.
That's it.
Terrorism. So, new favorite thing to talk about, you and I.
Man.
We've discussed it a few times this week since we've had, we had a few visits.
We have. This has been a good week, man.
Sundial. It's been interesting to look at.
I love this portion of the show where we talk about marijuana and kind of what's happening.
A little bit more about marijuana, huh?
Yeah.
So, this company that has no money gave this company, was it what? How much?
So, Sundial has loaned $100 million to Jushi. That's Jushi.
So Sundial, the company that has no money.
The company that's supposed to have no money. What we talked about last week where they had just loaned $80.5 million.
Exactly.
And now they're just loaning $100 million to Jushi.
With 9.5% interest.
If I was a shareholder of Sundial, I would be very happy because that money gets paid back with interest.
It does. It's a loan, right?
It's a loan.
Get a loan for your car, you're working and paying off your loan. Get a loan for school, you're working and paying off your loan for school. Guess what? They have 2 big loans out there right now.
Not only that, the company they're acquiring with the merger, Alcana, their stock has just continued to go up.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're excelling too, which is good. I mean,
even Sundial's prices
they're
finished up this week.
They're making good table deals, man. They're pulling a lot of things off the table that they have that they're talking like, yep, we'll pay you. It's either they're paying debts off or they're
loaning money.
They're loaning their own in a way, yeah. Well, yeah, they're loaning money. There's the interest, so yeah, you can't be paying something off if there's a loan. So
right.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense, Zane. Derp. But that's some good stuff. I'm just saying, it's some good
Yes.
stuff. But yeah, the company that has no money is able to pull off these 2 deals that, again, are going to be paid back. And again, they're waiting. They're just waiting for
something is happening.
their opportunity to come here to America, man. That's
it.
crazy.
And honestly, so kind of on a side note, it looks kind of like there might be a deal in place now at the Senate with the reconciliation bill as far as infrastructure. That maybe Sinema and Manchin have come around to saying what they're for, and maybe they're hopeful that maybe by next week there will be a deal hammered out. And we already know that in the House, the Fair Banking Act went through as part of their reconciliation. So, man, just imagine when that happens, and then the cannabis industry can start banking
waiting for it, man. Honestly, America's done talking about it, I think, honestly. They've already accepted it, and it's in their household. Again, last week I talked about my relationship, and that we've already talked. It's going to be a part of our life in the future. So It's going to be an educational tool instead of, it's bad. No, you can't know about this. No, educate. Educating is always the best way to do it. And us as a country, we need to learn and educate ourselves on this product, because not only, like we've preached about medical and the use of the drug, we'll call it, but fiber itself, hemp itself.
I will say one thing, and I want to make this very clear. The studies have shown that teenagers should not use marijuana.
Absolutely, and I agree.
It stunts brain development. We do not advocate that here.
No, absolutely not. And you and I both discussed about like the legalization age back when, before that was even a thing.
Right.
When we were talking about it being medically legalized. I even brought up the age 25 of being there, because your brain isn't fully developed until around the age 25. And marijuana does affect the process of the brain.
It does.
And if it's an underdeveloped brain, you don't want to mess with that. And I would agree with that. But you need more medical advances to understand that.
And I'm more of the frame of mind. I think 18 should be the limit, only because at 18 you're eligible to go and fight and die for your country. You should be able to smoke a joint. You're an adult.
You're an adult, and I also agree with that as well, because you can go and buy a pack of cigarettes, which actually kills you.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like that's a perfect time to make a life choice, and that is a life choice. Marijuana is a life choice. Cigarettes are a life choice. Alcohol is everywhere, and yet no one bats an eye about it, or is upset about it. So let people have what they want. Everyone's tired of talking about it again, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. It's going to happen.
All we have to do is just get that crack in the door. Just let the floodgates open up. And I think the Fair Banking Act is that method, because once they can start banking electronically, marijuana legalization is just going to open the floodgates for how much more money they're going to be pumping through.
Man, I know it's a step process. I know everything's a step process, but it needs to happen. It can't just at the snap of my fingers happen, but it just needs to. I want to be able to take my pen out in public when I'm standing outside. Go outside, pull my pen out real quick, hit it a few times, go inside and enjoy the rest of my day.
Yeah.
I'm not a criminal or anything like that. I'm just wanting to relax, get my moment of fresh air. A lot of people want their moment of fresh air, their own way,
Well, and I can say, again, just to play devil's advocate, I don't mind keeping it private.
Right.
You can't drink alcohol in public unless you're at a venue where it's licensed.
Right.
So, I mean, okay, I can respect that.
But they have outside, bar sitting areas where you can smoke, or outside standing areas
you should be able to smoke a joint there, too. In the smoking area.
I went to a show. There was a smoking area. It was outside. I could have easily just, pen, boom, done, go inside. But respect. I didn't break any rules. Zane was a good boy. And enjoyed the show.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, that would be a great, relief. A great thing.
I totally agree. So, one step at a time.
Absolutely.
Way to go, Sundial.
Absolutely, yeah. They're making moves, man.
They are.
You can't ignore it. People keep ignoring it and talking it down. Hedge funds are probably going to talk it down too. You're going to see it.
And
because we know it's heavily shorted.
Patience, brother. That's why I'm glad we're just playing Pac-Man.
You just know about the stock, We just like it.
Right.
We like its motions. We like weed.
Right.
Right?
There's something else that happened this week, and it's not a very pleasant thing to talk about. And again, this is not your main source to get your news or source of information.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a conversation.
This is just a couple of guys and what we think and
I want to be honest, if you want to be a part of the conversation, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on...
Leave comments on YouTube.
Honestly, yeah. Leave comments on YouTube. We'll reply there. We'll give you our opinion. We'll have a conversation. I want to be interactive with you guys. I know there's a bunch of you out there that listen.
Yeah.
Or a handful. A special handful. But, yeah, make it a conversation. That's all we do.
Colin Powell died this week.
That's really sad.
Now...
People dying is sad.
It is. Colin Powell... Although I'm not here to say anything bad because the man's not here to defend himself.
Absolutely. Respect.
I believe he was a decent man. I believe he had great remorse for what he did at the United Nations. And I think that shaped who he became later because he was the Secretary of Defense in the Bush White House.
Okay.
And when John McCain ran, the following Republican, he endorsed Obama.
Okay.
So he saw what the Republicans were doing, where they wanted to go. Again, even John McCain is not here to defend himself, but he was a warmonger.
They still talk negatively about John McCain. It's so sad.
And they shouldn't, But he was a warmonger. He was a war hawk. He wanted to establish military might around the world. Me personally, I didn't agree with that philosophy.
No, we don't need to take over the world. We need to mend the world. We need to become a melting pot.
Right. But so Colin Powell was 84 years old when he passed away. He passed away from complications of COVID-19, and he was fully vaccinated. He'd received both doses.
Oh, sad to hear.
But
older?
Yeah. See, what I want to call a full stop on right now are those people on the right that say, see, the vaccine doesn't work. Colin Powell was vaccinated and he died.
Oh, yeah.
That's just because you don't have all the information. There's over 1 billion people in the world that have been vaccinated without a single issue, but one person dies from it. And that's what you want to hang your hat on, how the vaccine doesn't work.
Well, to my understanding, it wasn't just COVID-19 he had complications of, right?
He had cancer. He had multiple myeloma.
There we go.
So, and we all know that is a cancer that attacks the immune system.
Yeah, and it's weaker. So
what do you think is stronger, the vaccine or cancer?
Exactly. We still haven't found a cure for
cancer.
Get
a brain, people.
Right. So it's that makes sense. That sucks, and it's sad to hear that he passed.
Yeah.
But you can't just automatically jump ship and be like, "Oh no, see, that's what happened." If you're a meek and sick person and you receive another virus that's going to make you sicker, there's some point to where the cup overflows of sickness to where you die. Period.
You know how many secondary complications people die from? So say, for example, you get the flu and you go in the hospital to get treated for the flu and you catch pneumonia as a result of the flu and die from pneumonia.
There you go. Boom.
That's what we're talking about here with Colin Powell.
Yeah.
He got COVID-19 because his immune system was compromised because of the cancer that he had.
Yeah, so he had a weaker immune system, therefore he was a little bit more vulnerable than those who still have the shot, who can still get COVID-19. But
it won't be life-threatening.
Because they don't have a weak immune system.
Correct.
That's how the math formula works right there.
Exactly. So, shut that down right now. The vaccine works just fine. If you want to hang your hat on that, go ahead and be stupid. But, the Colin Powell, the vaccine works. Whatever else that needs to be said, shut up. What are we talking about next?
Right. Well, what we got next is a little toss-up. Kind of like
Here we go.
Kind of like how you start the game itself. We're going to throw some basketball in there.
A little show rivalry here.
So I'm a Suns fan. You're a Lakers fan, like we've said before multiple times on the show.
Yeah.
And they play tonight in 30 minutes. So, who will be 1-1? Because they both lost their home openers.
Honestly, I think right now home court doesn't mean anything. And
the Lakers do have home court tonight.
You know how I feel about Russell Westbrook. I've never kept that a secret.
Man, never a secret. I've argued with so many people that he doesn't bring winning to your team. He doesn't bring it. You can't run your system through him.
No.
You still have to run through LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Rajon Rondo should be starting.
He should be. And he needs... he can't because of one, you're paying him how much they're paying him for.
Right.
My God, you're paying him to come off the bench for that much?
Yeah.
He must be that valuable. I mean, if he goes and proves that, he might change the 6-man rule. Maybe that's what he'll want to do.
Maybe,
who knows?
But I got to give, again, the guard play. I think the Lakers are going to start 0-2.
Real. Okay, so...
just as a fan of the sport, not of the team.
Yeah, okay. So, me as a Suns fan, for the first time ever, with Devin Booker being on the roster, I felt in that game one, don't give Devin Booker the ball. Well, he seems off. He seems like he needs a little bit more conditioning. Nothing to bash him. It's just he went through the Olympics, played. That's tiresome. Then you're off. He got COVID-19. He doesn't need people to ask him about his status. He's playing basketball, so if you do the formula, you know what his status is.
Right.
So he had a small COVID-19 catch. He's recovering from it still. He still wasn't exercising and conditioned with the team. But DeAndre Ayton put up not poor numbers, but fair numbers that he normally doesn't do.
Yeah.
And then Chris Paul was Chris Paul at certain points, and then he wasn't Chris Paul at other points. Mikal Bridges did play pretty well. McGee and Shumpert also did pretty well. So I feel like with our depth, I think the Suns also got this game. So I really do hope that we win tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gene.
Yeah,
I hope so, though. We're going to go to our dumbass of the day now.
Yeah.
Mine, I sent you the text today about one.
Yeah.
I sent you the update. Matt Gaetz, I've had him as a dumbass, I believe, before. But he is a dumbass today.
He's a dumbass.
Because he is no longer able to practice law due to him not refreshing his license, a.k.a. repaying for it. That's like us not paying for our medical cards.
Right. He didn't pay his bar fees.
Man.
Come on.
Dumbass.
So I can, as a law school graduate, I can tell you everything about being an attorney is all about the calendar. If you're filing a case, you have a certain amount of time to bring that case.
Right.
If you're defending a case, you have a certain amount of time
They're
to
based
respond.
off of an agenda.
Everything is based on a timetable.
Yes.
So for you to just not pay your bar fees, do you not intend to practice law anymore?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, please.
Yeah.
Please
we would be better off.
Please continue doing what you're doing. Matt Gaetz, I feel like you're making yourself irrelevant, so that's good. Stay there.
Mine, Kevin McCarthy, you're my dumbass of the week. He's the House Minority Leader, and he's touting the January 6th Select Committee as unfair because Republicans were left out of the discussion on this, and this is all Nancy Pelosi's doings, and this just isn't right. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, Kevin McCarthy, you're a dumbass, because when you were invited to the table, you chose not to show up. and Nancy Pelosi went on without you.
Of course, yeah.
So if there's no Republicans on there that
there's no filibuster
you feel
here.
that you should have on there, it's because you chose not to participate, dumbass.
There's no filibuster here, sir. We're not stopping because you're not here. That's funny, dumbass.
So anyway, that's about all the time we have for this week. So
yeah, I mean, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube,
LinkedIn,
LinkedIn.
Spotify, downloads, all the good stuff.
Right.
I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
Free to bet. Shout out to Enes Kanter.
And thank you for hanging with Uncle.
Educate.